Okay. All right, let me start again. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the session this evening. And here's my puppy protecting me. So welcome to this Get Start session. And I hope it's going to be extremely valuable to you guys, because some people are going to ask questions and there's some clarification that we just need to make sure that we have on board. So some of us are actually on a recruiting campaign at the moment. And the recruiting campaign has been called 20 in 30, which really means that you're going to try and best to set yourself up for success, which means that you should recruit 20 people, or actually end up with 20 people that are very interested in your business in a 30-day cycle. So it might not necessarily mean that we actually register them within the 30 days, because there's a process that we're following as we go through the 20 in 30. And what I love about the 20 and 30 is, in actual fact, that what happens is, it's 20 people in 30 days, all right, 20 and 30. So what actually happens in this 20 and 30 process that one goes through, and I'm just looking for my folder, there it is there, is that because it's split into 10-day segments. Okay, so the first 10 days we do this, we do preparation, then we do the first 10 days, then the second 10 days, and then the third 10 days. And if we do this correctly and we're asking the right questions to people, invariably what's going to happen is that people will, in actual fact, desire to join you. So one of the things that we must realize with network marketing is, in actual fact, that people don't really join your product. And it's very important for us to realize that, because there's hundreds of thousands of network marketing companies that are out there, and they're all successful. So when a person comes in, they join you as an individual. And it's so important for us to remember that that's actually why people join us. And I just lost electricity. I don't know what happened here, but that's random. There we go. I'm just wondering. And suddenly I thought myself, I gone into load shedding, and I realized, no, I'm not in load shedding. Okay. So it's important for us to realize that there's a sequence of events that need to happen in order for us to be able to go through and get and reach the success that we're looking for. And if we don't understand what that process is, we then are going to battle to, in actual fact, register people. So it's important to know that the 20 and 30 gives you an excellent foundational guideline. And that foundational guideline gives you the right process to take your client through. And what happens is, we have a tendency to forget this as we go through things. And as we start working ourselves through that whole, like, how does this work? What must I say? And so what happens is, most of us have a tendency to then go and start trying to recruit people into our product. And so what happens is, we get face to face with people and we feel we have to share the actual product. But what we need to be finding is, we need to be finding people that want us. Once we find people that want us, and when I say they want us, that actually means that they're looking for an opportunity. And that's what we're selling. We're selling an opportunity. And so all our job is to educate people on the fact that network marketing profession is an opportunity. Then from there, we take them into the product. Okay, so not necessary and if we're trying to sell the product, we are then become salespeople. And we want to stay away from being salespeople. We want to be people that educate people on the actual process. And the process is that, hey, if you were looking for X, Y, Z, and I could show you a way, would you be open to listening? And we just got to find, because what happens is, you're going to get negative about your company if you keep phoning and telling people, hey, do you want to, I've got this amazing opportunity and it's uploading receipts and it's so easy to upload receipts and you can make some money from uploading receipts, but you got to pay 1,500 Rand. They're going to say no to you. Let me tell you, they're going to say no to you. So what we need to be doing is we need to be following a very strategic process where we're sharing and we're looking for people who are looking for an opportunity. And the only way you can do that is to up your numbers. Okay, that's the only way you can do it. So if you want to be successful, and like I said, it's called 20 and 30, and it's mainly for the big recruiters, and the big recruiters will in actual fact probably sign in 20 people in 30 days. But those of us that are, and also if you have a nice warm market that you've never actually approached before, what's going to happen is that warm market, all right, that warm market of yours is, you will then close 20 and 30. But if you only decided that, you know what, I'm too scared because I'm embarrassed about network marketing, I'm embarrassed because I don't know enough about the product, I'm embarrassed because I don't understand the compensation plan, then you're going to hinder yourself moving forward, because there's a process to follow. And so if we can master that process, you're going to be highly successful. And so are there any questions that anybody wants to ask me on the process, on what we should be doing, why we're doing what we're doing? Sorry, little one wants to go down. That kind of thing. And then I can answer that and tie it back to what we're actually doing and why we're doing what we're doing. Are there any questions? Because most of us don't want to follow the process because we're scared of it. It says, anybody else I must admit to?
I'll ask one.
Yes, Vilma.
What I find is, I find it, because of my character, I find it easy to approach people. I find it easy to interest people, but my follow-up is to close and get the people to actually then sign up. And then even when they sign up, to keep them motivated.
Yes.
I find that difficult because I'm impatient, because I can't understand why they don't excited, as excited as I am.
Exactly. And people, and it's amazing how people want to have the big picture. Actually, they want the nitty gritty. And in actual fact, it's nothing to do with the nitty gritty. So for example, let me use this one. Let's say, for example, you wanted to become a doctor. So you decide that you're going to become a doctor. You have zero clue of the nitty gritty, but you go study it. But when it comes to network marketing, we want all the dot the T's, cross the I's, put the full stops, punctuate it, and understand everything before we go into it. But yet we don't really understand. I want to be a doctor because I'm passionate about whatever it might be, healing people. So you go become a doctor, but you don't know the nitty gritty. But you'll spend 7 years studying before you actually do it. And so we don't cover that with the network marketing profession. So let's do Thandiwe, and then we'll do Busi. Yes, Thandiwe.
Hi everyone. I don't know if I'm still on the right track, but with the people that I have phone call appointments with, I want to know if I'm just gonna be telling them my story and then ask them if would they watch the video, correct?
100%. So we're going to be picking up. So what we're doing is we've done the preparation phase, which means we've made our list. We've marked out our diary to say these are the time frames that I can pick up the phone and phone people or do a Zoom call or whatever it might be. And now you're literally going to make those appointments. So when you make those phone calls, it really and truly is, hey, hi, Thandiwe, how are you doing? And then it goes straight into those scripts. Listen, you know what? I've just started my story, I've just started, I'm looking for a dream team. I'm an entrepreneur, that I love helping people, and I love to have money. But you know, if you don't mind, can I just quickly share my story with you? And you'll say, yeah, sure, because nobody says no. If you say, nobody says no, you're not going to share the story. And then you say, listen here, you know, just love to remind you that I am actually a third-year student. And, you know, one of the things that I've realized, I have a lot of friends that have actually got their degrees. They aren't able to get jobs. And that has been a big concern for me, because there's a lack of jobs that are out there. And so I've decided to partner with a group of entrepreneurs, and we are I'm working with a multimillionaire, and she's actually taking us through the steps on how we can make sure that even once I've finished my degree, I don't have to worry about income coming in, because I've already covered that. I will still continue with my degree, and I'll still want to go and get a job because I like what I'm doing. But would you agree with me that perhaps, you know, creating that additional cash flow would make life easier? Would you agree with me? And you're going to say, yeah. Super. So listen here, you know, I've done my homework. I'm going to do this. I'm doing it with or without you. I really don't need you to do it with me, but I'd love to partner with you, because I really think you are great, will add great value to my dream team. And I think you would be amazing. So without knowing much, would you be open to considering creating some cash flow and becoming part of my dream team? Would you be open to that? And what would you answer if I said that to you?
Yes.
You would be, wouldn't you? Fantastic. So Taniwe, if I was to send you a 16-minute video that's going to give you an overview of our product, would you take the time to watch it?
Yes.
Fantastic. When do you think you can watch it?
As soon as I get it today.
Fantastic. So if you and I set up a call tomorrow, okay, because you're in KwaZulu-Natal and I'm in Pretoria, so I'd love to have met you for a cup of coffee, but obviously we can't. Could we hop on a Zoom call? What time would it be great for you to hop onto a Zoom call tomorrow?
10 a.m.
Fantastic. I'm going to book in my diary, 10 a.m. Zoom call. You would have watched the video for sure. Okay, so you agree with me, you have to watch the video, because you're going to have questions you're going to ask me. Correct?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Let's meet on a Zoom call tomorrow. Now you watch the video. Now you and I hop on a Zoom call. And so what I'm going to do with you on the Zoom call, the very first thing I'm going to ask you is, so tell me something. Without going into too much detail, what was the one thing that you actually liked about what you saw? So you watched the video, you tell me. What did you like? What did you like about what you saw?
I can make money from just collecting receipts.
It's an amazing concept, isn't it?
Yes.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, if 0 is you've got zero interest in actually joining us, and 10 is that, you know what, I'm going to sign up with you right now, Michelle. Where are you on a scale of 0 to 10?
An 8.
Fantastic. So if you decided, you know, if you were an 8, I would say I wouldn't even carry on with those 6 questions. Do you know the 6 questions for closing? I wouldn't even. I'd say, great, Taniwe, let us get you started. And then once you're in the system and you have your back office, then I'm going to train and coach and mentor you on how the system actually works. Now, you do know that you need to pay your first 1,500 Rand upfront, and every 28 days, you need to pay that. So the quicker we get you to founder, which means you've got to find 3 people, I would suggest you do it in 8 days. Then the company is going to pay your subscription for you. Does that make sense? Did you pick that up in the video?
Yes, it did.
Fantastic. So let's get you registered. What I suggest you do is deposit the 1,500 Rand into my bank account. I will get you registered. And then from there, you and I get onto another Zoom, and I'll show you your back office, how it works. And I'm going to give you some videos to watch. Is that okay?
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's change that whole scenario and say that you are a 2. So say to me, you're a 2. So on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you?
I don't know, probably a 3.
Okay, cool. All right. So if you really decided to do something, okay, if you really decided to do something, and this was the company that you were going to partner with, and this was a business that you could do part-time, about how much would you need to earn to make this business worthwhile for you?
Plus minus 5,000 Rand.
Okay, fantastic. So 5,000 Rand is good. So how many hours a week do you think that you could work and commit to this to earn 5,000 Rand a month?
Maybe like 1 hour per day for 5 days, which would be like 5 hours.
5 hours a week. That's fantastic. Well done. So how many months are you prepared to work one-on-one with me? How many months are you prepared to work one-on-one with me, giving me 5 hours a week until you get that 5,000 Rand? How many months are you prepared to give this a good go?
Probably 3 months just to see it checks out.
Okay, fantastic. So if I could show you a way to get 5,000 Rand a month by working 5 hours a week over the next 3 months, would you agree with me that that would be meeting your target, meeting your goal, and this would be something really worth your while watching?
Yes.
Okay, so now I'll ask you, on a scale, if that was true and everything fitted perfectly, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you now?
A 7.
Fantastic. So let's get you started. Let's get you up and running. So guys, those 6 questions. Okay, those 6 questions, I have them laminated. Okay, I don't remember them. I am such a scatterbrain. I really honestly am a scatterbrain. And I just took her through those 6 questions. She still doesn't know exactly what the steps are and underline, because the moment you do that, it sounds too complicated and people won't join. So now let's get you started and let's put you on a learning curve, because like any job, guys, you know that if you walk into that office for the first week, you don't know what's going on. You know, you might have studied something, but you really don't know what's going on. So this is exactly the same thing. And this is why getting a person started is so important, and taking them through the process and say, right, guys, now this is how we're going to do it. And my first thing I'm going to do with her is show her the videos on how to upload receipts so that she can do that on her own. The second thing I'm going to do is get her 3 people in 8 days. Okay, because I need to make sure that she doesn't have to pay the 1,500 Rand every 28 days. Okay, and remember, it's going to take the quicker I can get her that she doesn't have to pay the 1,500 Rand every 28 days. That's my priority, and it should be all of our priorities for the people that we bring in. Secondly, I need to teach her how to upload receipts so she can start getting her data in. And it's going to take 60 days before the first data points are available in her back office. Okay, so already I've got 2 months to get it to the 5,000. And Thandiwe, how long did it take us to get you to consultant? It probably took us 2 weeks.
Yeah.
No, it probably took Thandiwe 2 weeks to get to consultant. Okay, because she's got amazing leadership, drive, and passion, and she understood the concept. Now we're at the phase where she now needs to renew, because she's a consultant. She has to renew her account. Now I teach her and say, Thandiwe, remember, every 28 days as a consultant, you need to pay your renewal, which means that we need to somehow, somebody's got to buy that pass from her. So the best way to buy the pass would be to register new people into the business, because that's the pass economy. Americans call it a pass, us South Africans call it a voucher. Okay, so basically it's a voucher. So she's got either data points. Now, data points that come from your receipts, you can only, at this stage in the game, we can only get e-passes, which means enrollment passes, which means that the moment you enroll someone new, they pay you. Okay, so let's say, for example, Thandiwe's got 100 data points in her back office. Now, someone in her team registers a new person. They can go to Thandiwe and say, listen, I don't have 100 data points, but I've got somebody who wants to register. Then they will give Thandiwe the money. Thandiwe will generate the pass or the voucher, and she will activate their account. Okay, and that's the pass economy that Element has been working with all along. Okay, and for the last year, we've finally got the debit card that's coming up, which is going to make our lives a little bit easier. Okay, and now so that's the pass economy. So you need to find someone who's prepared to buy that pass from you. okay? And then they will pay you for the pass when they register someone into the system. And now also then there's the consultant's fee, which I suggest as soon as the card is now $29 or whatever price they're going to put it at, then Tanya will order her card. And then instead of her asking me to buy or asking someone to buy a renewal pass from her, so let's say, for example, now Olive needs to renew her Olive's account. So Olive now says, hold on a second, I don't have a credit card, but I need to renew my account. So what Olive could do is she could then say, well, Tanya, let me buy the R pass from you, and then gets the R pass given to renew the account. So there's two different passes here. They are going to do away with the two different passes, and we will only have one pass, which is going to be called an Element token. That Element token is going to be launched on the 1st of October, which means when we buy a token from Element, we can use it as an R pass or an E pass. Okay. Only in January will we be able to convert the data points to renewal passes, which will help us a lot. Okay, only in January. So we're on a process, we're on a journey, and we're almost there. We were hoping that this would have been done by the 1st of September, but this is why now everybody's like, we're a month sort of behind the whole thing. And this is where now all the people that I've brought in, that are just getting their data points, we don't have sufficient people. And this is why I've done the recruiting drive, because if we can renew or bring fresh blood in, it means we can move the passes out of the people in our team's back offices. So Krista can cash hers, and Daphne can cash hers, and Nancy's going to cash hers in. Okay. Within the team that with MK can cash hers in. Okay. So did that help you a bit, Tanya, on the process of how and when, at what stage we actually show them the video? But we've got to get the buy-in first.
It's on the phone call. If they say yes.
If they say yes. If they say no, then why bother carrying on? Why bother? That's why it's important for you to have a name of 150 names, because if you go through that 150 names, the statistics are, if you have 150 names and you do that phone call to 150 people, okay, or WhatsApp text to say hello first, and then, get on the phone and say, give your story, okay, on the phone, you're going to eliminate a whole lot of people. And and that's why I love picture formats. I work in picture format. I can't do lists. I do lists because I need the phone numbers and I need to write things down, but that's why I use this. So if you look at my chart, okay, so there's my chart. It's got the 150 names in, and you can see I've sent up 89 WhatsApps. All right, so I've got my 150 list. I've only got up to 89 because I've had so many people messaging me back again. And from that, I've actually managed to set up those 6 appointments. I had one today, and she's more than likely going to register. And the one I saw the other day, which was actually a Zoom call, is also more than likely going to register as well, which means I need my orange pen, and I need to. So what I'm doing here is so that I know who is going to be a strong follow-up. You see that orange, if I highlight the whole thing orange, it means that person's registered. But I've just put a little bit of orange because they're very more than likely before the end of the 30-day period, those two are going to register. Okay. But when I look at this sheet, I know 50% of these people need to say no to me. Whereas if I have a list and I'm going through the list, and let's say I phone 10 people and they all say no to me, I'm going to be very demotivated. But if I have already, you can see I've got 2 crosses. There's a cross there and a cross there. Those people have said no to me, like outright no. Not interested, Michelle, no. Great, fine, cross. And I need half of this piece of paper to have crosses on it. And if you understand that, and you understand that it is important, it's very important. So I'm just admitting some people. It's absolutely important for us to realize that no in network marketing does not mean they're saying no to me personally. All it means is they're saying no to the opportunity right now. They don't need the money. They're not interested in, they think it's a scam, whatever their story is. Okay. And it's okay. And exactly like I mean, being a retailer doesn't affect me if a person says no, because I'm used to recruiting for campaigns and drives and that kind of thing. So it is important that it's okay if people say no. It's like really cool if they say no. It's not a problem. And you actually want them to say
no. Of no's already.
Awesome. Awesome. And you know what? The beautiful thing about a no is it's just not now. You're just going to understand they're just saying not now. And so what I've done is the people that are interested right now are all people who said no to me previously. But they've been watching me on Facebook. They've been watching that I've been traveling. They've been watching all these kind of things. So with me phoning now saying, hey, you know what, Olive, I tried, you remember I spoke to you 2 years ago about network marketing, and you know what, I didn't know what I was doing. I'm sorry, I didn't know what I was doing, but you know what, I'm looking for a dream team. And the moment you say you're looking for a dream team, it doesn't matter if you've never done anything in network marketing. You can say, so let's say someone like Krista or Daphne, okay, they can turn around and say, let's see, I just want to mute. Let's say Krista or Daphne, who have never done network marketing before, they can still pick up to their friends and say, hey, listen here, I know you're probably going to say no to me, and I know you probably this is not for you, but you know what, I've actually partnered with a multimillionaire, and she's teaching me how to actually create some income. So I'm looking for a dream team. I'm looking for someone that's going to partner with me, and we're going to have fun, and we're just going to go on this journey together, and we're going to go and create some wealth and some income. So I don't care. I've done my homework. I know I'm doing this project with or without you. And all I want to know with you is, would you be interested to forget about what the product is? Would you be interested in being part of my dream team? Would you, like, if you and I had to start a coffee shop together, would you say, yes, let's go and have a look at it? Would you be one of those people, yes or no? And they would say, oh,
yes,
yeah, okay. Exactly, Wilma. And then you'd say, well, okay, well, what is it? Okay, cool. I'm just collecting my dream team together right now. So you now said, yes, that's absolutely amazing. So listen, let's just get on to a journey. So if I had to send you a video, would you watch the video? Like it's a 16-minute video. Would you watch it? It's just an overview of what I'm doing. With or without you, I'm doing it. Okay. But I'm looking for a dream team, and we're going to go and do this. And you know what? If we fail, we fail, but at least we would have had an absolute blast along the way. Are you open? You see, it's how we pitch it. That's the most important thing. And we're trying to pitch the product. And I'm saying, don't pitch the product. You need to be pitching yourself. You need to be saying, hey, guys, I've found something exciting, and I'm doing it with or without you. Okay, I don't need you, but I'd love to have you on my team because I think you and I could work well together. Okay, would you watch a 16-minute video? They're going to say yes. Great. When are you going to watch the video? Here's the video link. I'm going to phone you afterwards. I'm going to try and get you on a Zoom call. If you can't get a Zoom call, if you can't get face-to-face, do you know, your rate of success face-to-face is 80%. They're going to say yes to you. If you get on a call and you don't, not face-to-face or on a Zoom call, they are going to say no to you, and you probably will have about a 20% success. So then your numbers need to be higher. So just know that. Okay, that's why we say, let's get face-to-face. On a call, or do whatever you can do to get face-to-face with the belly. I mean, today I got on a call. I drove all the way to Joburg to meet face-to-face with one of the singers from a band called Clout. Daphne, you might remember Clout. I don't know who else remembers Clout, but I went and sat with one of the lead singers.
Yes, I do.
You remember Clout? Okay, so I mean, I went and sat with that lady today, and she's like, well, okay, guess what? Guess what, guys? Musicians need money. They haven't worked for 6 months. A woman like Clout is sitting in front of me, and she's saying, if you can help me get 6,000 Rand, I'll be happy. So guys, we just got to go out there and find them. Find them. Say, hey, listen here, if I could show you a way to make a few bob, let's grab a cup of coffee. Forget about what it is. Let's connect, because I need to know if you and I can actually work together. And I just said to her, do you want to be part of a dream team? She says, I want to be part of anything. This is the lead singer from Clout, guys. So it's out there. It's just you need to be. Then what do you do? What do you do, Tandiwe, when they watch the video?
Set up well, for me, it's going to be a WhatsApp call.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm not sure if everyone has Zoom. So.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Great. And what are you going to ask them?
Ask the sixth question. The sixth question.
Exactly.
Depending on their responses as well. Maybe I could just ask from 1 to 2 and then just get them.
100%. Well done.
So
that's it.
Another, I wanted to know. This is my. Let me just show you. Okay, this is like I have like 55 appointments.
Excellent.
As from Thursday up to Monday. Is it okay if I delay the WhatsApp
yes, you can.
Video call by a week? I can do them like next week.
You can. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Do it now. Do it in your stride. Do it that's now making you comfortable. Because remember, just do it that you're comfortable. So that's cool. Well done. Well done. Good job.
So even if they say they're gonna watch the video today, can I just say, okay, let's get on a WhatsApp call next week? Probably you would have like watched everything and jotted down question.
Absolutely. So I've got a lady in Zimbabwe that on Sunday I did a Zoom call with her. She said she'd watch the video. I know there's no ways I can get to her because Zim is also very similar to their data and their Wi-Fi and all the rest of it. So I'm only going to do it a week later, just pick up the call. But I know her well enough to do that. So yeah, you can do that. Awesome. Thanks, Thandiwe. Great questions. Awesome.
Last question. What if I do call them and then they say they don't have like data to watch the video? So then I still continue to send them the video?
Say to them, look, so if somebody says to me, listen, I don't have the data to watch the video, I'd say, okay, I can understand. So tell me, if you had to go for a job interview and that job interview meant that you actually had to watch a 16-minute video, and how seriously would you get yourself into a Wi-Fi area?
Mm-hmm.
Just say to them, just like seriously, if you had to go for a job interview, I don't know, is the need for earning 6,000 Rand more than the excuse of I don't have data? You tell me.
But a coffee shop, they normally have free.
Yeah, she's just going to get herself, or they, him, her, whoever it is, just get themselves to a free Wi-Fi zone. Woolworths offers 2 hours free Wi-Fi. Most of the Woolworths coffee shops, 2 hours free Wi-Fi. So if they went
or what I could do, I can try and download the video, but at the same time, you know how people are, they're like, it's this megabytes.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, there's always an excuse, and your standard answer should be, so if you were going for a job interview for 6,000 Rand a month, would the data be a problem, or would you make a plan to get into a Wi-Fi area? And then just keep quiet and wait for them to answer you. And the person who speaks first loses.
Okay, so it's okay if I just say, if I send you the video, would you watch it via WhatsApp? You don't have to go on YouTube, because they have thing that YouTube has, like, takes more data from compared to WhatsApp.
Oh, okay, I didn't know
they
that.
They can go and have coffee at Wimpy, and they can watch the video there.
Yeah, but you can do it that way, Thandiwe. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. It's really fine.
Okay.
Awesome. Great questions. Thank you. Awesome. Busi, I don't know if all your questions were answered while we were answering Thandiwe or not, but let me see what you've got to say.
Hi.
Hi.
I think you touched on it a bit, but what I wanted to ask was, like, what damage control would one do because ever since I joined in July, I realized now after watching these videos that I'd been approaching it selling a product, basically.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. pushing the money that you're gonna, or pushing, like, basically not doing the opposite of what these videos keep on telling us to do. So now, and I've been doing that on my WhatsApp, on my Facebook, to my contacts, to other people that are my contacts in groups and stuff. So now with all of this knowledge, I have to go back to the same contact. What damage control, how do I say this now without, because already the minute that I start talking, number one, the people will know what it's about because they've seen
Yes.
it constantly on my
Yeah.
profile. But without overselling it now and now changing the tune, like selling my story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So always the best is to apologize. So what I would do if I were you, I would go through that list of people and I would find the most influential ones that actually, one, they've got the 1,500, and two, they can get 3 people in. That's where I would start. Okay. I would then pick up, so let's say you were one of those people. I'd pick up the phone and say, how's it, Lucy? How are you doing? And you chit chat and say, listen, I owe you an apology. And you're going to say, why? Now, the moment you say to someone, hey, listen, I owe you an apology, you're already opened their heart and they're ready to listen to you. And you just say to them, listen, I really am so sorry. I spoiled all of your opportunities of actually getting yourself into an amazing business. And I really am totally sorry. I was new and I vomited my business all over you. And, if you don't mind, I just want to take 2 minutes and just want to share with you what's happened in my life. So don't say, I want to tell you a story. Say, just want to share what's happened in my life. And then you say, and they'll say, yeah, sure, because you've opened their heart and, just say, listen, I really owe you an apology. And I'm so, so, so sorry. I came at you. I gave you this, and I really, would love to and then just say, listen, but what's happened to me over the reason, and the reason why I was so passionate in the beginning is because and then tell your story. I'm an ex-retailer and I was selling my time for money and I never spent time with my kids. And then my children moved overseas and I really honestly needed a new opportunity to see my grandchildren. And so I was just so passionate about it because I saw this as an opportunity to do that. And, it makes me heart sore. And then tell your story. And just say, and this is the reason why the pains that I was feeling, the irritations that I was feeling, the unhappiness about what I was feeling. But you know what? I found a solution and I just wanted to share that with absolutely everybody. So I found an opportunity to earn extra income. I found a way that I can get my time and money back, that I could travel and go and see my grandkids. And you know what? At the end of the day, I'm so looking forward to the fact that I can help thousands of other people do exactly the same thing. And I just want to say to you, I'm terribly sorry. And I've now partnered with a group of entrepreneurs that are teaching me how to do this properly. And you know what? If you're open in any way, if you can see it to be open to just meeting some of these guys and chatting to them and just re-looking at this product and this opportunity, I would be very grateful if you're open to do that. But I'm just phoning to say I'm really sorry. So anytime you're open to earning and looking at 6,000 Rand a month, if you're ever open, just please give me a shout. And then you keep quiet and you don't say a single word and you wait for them to say something. Guys, your biggest gift you can be given in this process is to keep quiet once you've spoken. And they could keep quiet, and there's this uncomfortable quietness that probably goes on for like 10 seconds, but you think it's like 2 hours, but it's only 10 seconds. But the person who speaks first loses. So you would say, oh, sure, no, not a problem. Of course, yes, great, absolutely. And then you can say, well, look, give me a shout. But while I have you on the phone, do you know of anybody? I know this is not for you. And that's the best thing you can say to someone like that. Listen, I know this is not for you, but do you know, I'm looking for my dream team and, I'm looking to build with a couple of people. And do you know of anybody who would like to earn 6,000 Rand a month? And then you keep quiet because now you've just told them that this is not for them. They don't want 6,000. And they're going to say, no, I'm interested. Yeah, okay, let me see. Okay, then you say, okay, fine. Well, look, if I send you a video and then you start that whole process, if I could send you a video, what would it be? Would you watch it and when would you watch it? And then let them watch the 16-minute video. You get on the phone again and you say, so what did you like best about what you saw? And ask the 6 questions and say, hey, do you want to partner with us? And once a week, we get on a call with Dr. Michelle. I'll put you onto the group and we just carry on from there. Okay. I hope that helps.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much.
Cool, but go for the influential ones first.
Okay, sure. I actually noticed that it worked because today I had my first tell a story in a sense, and I've spoken to somebody who had seen my post before, and they understood it for the first time today because I started at a
Fantastic.
different angle. So I could see that it actually works that way. It was a
Brilliant.
2-hour call, so I don't know if my calls are going to be that long. But it's because we're enjoying the conversation, and it seemed like we were enjoying each other's company, and it went on and on and on, and she started asking more questions
Fantastic.
about the business, but only because I used a different angle.
100%.
So yeah.
Fantastic. And now because you had a 2-hour phone call, I would back off. Okay.
Okay.
And leave it for about a week's gap, because you had a long phone call. They've got a lot to think about. And then come back to them and say, listen here, I'm now, time is short. We're now starting to register the dream team. Can I register you? Don't ask, are you going to join? So listen, the dream team is coming together now. Can we register you? Because if I register you first, you're going to be on the front line. And, I really want you, because I know we headed off and we can work well together. So can we get you in first? And then we'll bring in the rest of the dream team after that. And that's how you're going to close them. Just assume they're coming in.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
So, cool, man. Awesome. Is this helping with these asking questions, and you are able to learn from the Q&A and what's going on here, guys?
Yes. I have a question, Doc.
Sure. And then we'll go to
Andries.
Okay. Wait, Thandabé, let's just carry on. Sorry. What's your name again?
Andries.
Andries. Thank you, Andries. I've been trying to rack my head. I'll come back to you. Andries, yes, go for it.
Thanks. Okay, Doc, I've actually emptied my whole call book and whatever, and everybody that I can, that I've got listed on Trello or whatever the case may be and whatnot. Now, my question is, how do I get around with new people or more people or telephone numbers? Because I've seen it's like in Messenger, on Facebook and so forth. And a lot of times the people don't send me their numbers back or things like that. What platforms should I also maybe concentrate on to get more people to actually talk about this opportunity?
Excellent. Now, very good question. So when you start a conversation, so let's say there's somebody that's, they're friends with you. They're a friend on Facebook. They're not necessarily your friend. They somehow became a friend on Facebook, and you send them a message through Messenger, and you say, hey, Londiwe, you and I, we are on Facebook together. We're Facebook friends. I don't know how come we became Facebook friends. So, I'm just checking in and just touching size, and just want to know how's things going with you and your family. Please check their Facebook profile before you ask them if they've got family. They might be single. How are things going? Then they'll come back and say, no, doing good, and all the rest of it. And say, you know what, however you can do this, say, listen here, especially if it's a male, it's going to be easier. So I'm going to suggest, when you do that kind of prospecting, try go male on male, female on female, because otherwise it looks like you're looking for a date. Okay. Yeah, you might not get a number. So be careful of that. And then you're going to get some husband coming and looking for you. Then you don't want that. So,
but I'll always say first, I'm married. So
yes. Say, hey, you know what? My wife and I, or that's what my husband does. He always says, hey, listen here, you look like an amazing, somebody that's my wife is busy looking for, business partners, and you look like the kind of person that would can I give her your number, that kind of thing, But and then just say, hey, you know what, Londiwe, do you mind if you and I chat off social media? I prefer, I'm old school. I prefer to chat face to face. I prefer to chat on the phone. So look, here's my phone number. All right, please WhatsApp me. And then, because the moment they WhatsApp you, you have their number. Okay.
Yes.
So sometimes if you ask for their number, they might not give it to you. But if you say, hey, here's my number, please WhatsApp me, and we can carry on this conversation on WhatsApp, because it's so much easier than Messenger. And most people will WhatsApp you and say, hey, how's it? What is it? And then you've got their number, and then you can start saying, hey, you know what, can we set up a phone call and that kind of thing. So that then you can get their number that way.
Sure.
It sounds devious, but it works.
Yeah. No, I'm just finding it a bit difficult to get new people or people to contact. But yeah,
Just give them your number first. Always
yeah.
give your number first. Say, hey,
Okay.
you know, I've got to tell you from a cold market perspective, out of every 20 people that you do that with, you're more than likely will get 2 that come back to you. So if you're looking, let's say, for example, you say, okay, I want to collect 10 phone numbers. All right, then you're going to need to make sure that if I send to 20 to get 2, and I want 20, I need to send to 100 people before I get 20. Okay, so just always know your numbers. Okay, so don't get despondent. 80 of them are going to say not even come back to you. 80 of them are not going to give you a number, but you're looking for the 20. And this is why it's important to go for the numbers when you are looking, because it keeps you positive. When you get a no, it's part of the process. It's good to get no's. I need to get no's to find a yes, because if I'm not getting no's, I'm not doing the work. Awesome.
Exactly.
Good question.
No, that's great. Thanks.
Great stuff. Awesome. Pleasure, Andries.
Thank you.
Before Tanya comes on, anybody else want to ask a question? Are you all good? Is there anything you want to ask? Cool, man. Right. We have got 10 minutes left, and then we're going to stop. This has been a great session, guys. I've really enjoyed this, and it is about just getting that recruiting right, and talking to people, guys. Tell them your story. Please never talk about your business at a braai. Please never do that, or at a party. Then you're going to be the Amway stalker or the network marketing stalker. Okay, you don't want that. Never speak about your business. Always collect information. Okay, and if you want to collect information about people, always remember Ford, F-O-R-D, Ford. Okay, let's type that in. Where is the chat box? I've lost the chat box, guys. I had a chat box. Let me close the participants box and find a chat box. I've lost the chat box. Is that not the funniest thing? Can somebody type in the chat box so I can get the chat box back again? I don't know what I've done to the chat box. But yeah, F-O-R-D. Maybe Tessa or Vilma can type F-O-R-D in the chat box. Maybe I've lost it over here. Hold on a second. There it is. I found the chat box. 9 messages in it. Okay, cool. Sorry, guys. Ford. There we go. Hi, Ford. Great. Okay. Okay, Busy. So you're a musician as well. Wow, that's great. Okay, super. Okay, F-O-R-D. So thanks, Daph. Thanks, Vilma. So the F is going to be family. When you're at a braai, talk to people about their family. And this is when you this is when you're having your prospecting hat on, okay? And when they're talking about their family, find out their need. And it could be that they might have a child that they want to put in a different school and they need more money. It might be a child that's going to be going to varsity soon. It might be a son that's lost their job. It might be, there's a whole lot of different reasons, and then never say, oh, look, I think I've got something that you can do. Make a mental note. What I do is I go to take my phone, I quickly go to the ladies, and then I will type in, okay, I met with Brenda, and Brenda wants to put her children in better schools. Okay, and I'll type that. So what I've got is I've got a notes group with my husband. So I type on it and I say for my information, and then I've got it on a WhatsApp group, because if you put it on a like under Brenda's information, for example, you might not remember who Brenda is, but if you put Brenda at the braai, whatever. And then the second thing is always talk about occupation. Okay, occupation. Because once you're talking about their occupation, I could have a chat with, hey, Daphne, how's it going? Are you working this, that, next? She says, yes, sure. And I said, and I can say to her, woman to woman, how old are you next year? And she's going to say, oh, gosh, you know what? I'd love to retire next year. This is my age and all the rest. So why can't you retire? And I'd find out all the information, and she's going to tell me all the information. I say, oh, okay, interesting. And I go there, I type there, Daphne would be passionate about retiring. She can't retire for whatever reason. Okay. Has to subsidize her pension. That was something I had with somebody else just this last week. They have to subsidize their pension, otherwise they're not going to live. Okay. So not saying that's Daphne's problem, but that's something else I had. So talk about occupation, make a note there. And then R is recreation. Recreation. I think I spelled it right. Recreation. So, for example, somebody's very happy with their family. They've got sufficient money for sending their kids where they want to do. They're very happy at their jobs. They don't want to leave their jobs and everything else like that. So everything's fine there. And then you get to recreation and you find that they are an avid cyclist and they love cycling. You say, well, when do you get time to cycle? And they say, oh, you know what? Where do you type this? Where do you type what, Sylvia? You'll have to type what you're asking me you need to type. Okay. So, yeah, and just find that the avid cyclists and, hey, so if you could buy back some time, like, if you could buy back some time and you could, so one of the doctors that I've got in my business, he had to buy back some time so that he could go to his daughter's hockey matches. That was what he wanted. Okay. A doctor. So great, so if I could, then so fantastic. Go there, type in Dr. So-and-so would like to buy back some time because he'd love to watch his daughter's matches, okay? And then D, you can always ask people, so, hey, so like if time and money, this is my favorite, so if time and money was taken care of, what would you do? And that's D for dream. Get people to dream again. So if time and money was taken care of, what would you do? And then they tell you the story and you ask them questions and you say, so what's stopping you from doing that? And they will tell you what's stopping them from doing that. And then you go to the toilet and you say, oh, Dr. Michelle, she would love to travel more with her grandchildren, but she can't do that because she hasn't got enough. Her boss doesn't give her the time off. And also she cannot earn the extra money to go to Australia and to the UK. Like, wow. And then, okay, the information, the person you're talking to. I type it on WhatsApp. I have a little group. So you could create a group with Mike that just says notes. I just have a notes group. And I just type it in the WhatsApp. So it's just a group that Anthony and I have. So you and Mike could have it so that, because you need another person to have a group. You can't WhatsApp yourself. So I use WhatsApp, or you can make it on notes but I'm too stupid for that. I just need to keep it simple. Okay. And then what you do, guys, is exactly. So you have notes to each other and that's the way to work. And then what you do, guys, is a week later, you try and get their number. You say, hey, you know what? I'm sure we could grab a cup of coffee sometime, swap numbers on your phones while you're sitting there, because while you're having a bride, people will easily swap numbers. It's the funniest thing. Okay. It's probably because they have it too many or something, but they gladly give out their numbers. Swap numbers, get each other's numbers. And then a week later, you pick up the phone and, let's say Brenda and I are chatting, and then Brenda says, hey, Michelle, the other day you and I were chatting and you shared with me that you'd love to go and see the grandkids and, not necessarily leave your job, but you'd like to have some extra, buy back some time and have that extra money. How serious are you about that? And then she shuts up and she waits for me to answer. Okay. That's how you prospect, guys, with people you've connected with. Really nice and easy. Don't make it a big thing, nice and easy. That's just keep it simple. And then Brenda will say, then I'll say, well, gosh, no, it's a pipe dream. It'll never happen. And Brenda says, what if I could show you a way? What if I could show you a way that I could help you to perhaps, I can't promise you anything, but would you be open? Would you be open to looking at something? I mean, I can't promise you, but would you be open? And I'm invariably going to say to her, Brenda is at network marketing. And she's going to say to me, so Michelle, what do you know about network marketing? And then she keeps quiet and she lets me talk again. And I'll talk myself into network marketing. It's not so bad. Okay, it's how it works. And then she'd say, then Brenda would say to me, so Michelle, how serious are you about actually seeing your grandkids? And then she keeps quiet. And I'd say, and then she's hit the nail on the head. So she said, so what would you do anything so long as it's moral, ethical, and legal? Would you at least try some different ways of getting there and getting to see your grandkids? You see, she keeps focusing back to my grandkids, because that's my spot. Okay. And then I say, yeah, okay, look. And she say, listen, just be open. Would you be open? And then eventually I'm going to say, you know what, Brenda, it's worth it having a look. And then she'd say, so look, if I sent you a 15-minute video, would you watch it? And then she starts the process over. And that's how you find the why. You don't go in with your business, because if she comes in with the business, I'm going to say no. Okay, so you're going to come in, and then she can say, do you mind if I tell you my story? And she says, and then she tells me her story. And then she says, look, do you mind if I send you a 16-minute video? Because this is what's happened to me. Okay, and her story I will resonate with, and that's how we do it. Okay. Okay.
So, I have a question, last question. When I'm doing the video calls, following up after they've watched the video, do I ask them first, or do I allow them to ask me first?
Always be in control. Okay, you must always be in control. So if they start asking you questions, you just say, okay, so if somebody starts asking you questions, you're going to grab that conversation back. You're going to be in control of that conversation. And it's very easy to get back in control of a conversation. All you've got to say, so Tanya, if that question was answered, would you have another question? And you would like, not really. Fantastic. So assuming that question is answered, what I'm going to ask you now is, what did you like best about what I showed you? Okay. Always say, no, let's assume that question is answered, because somewhere along the line we're going to answer it. The moment someone asks you questions, guys, you've got to take control of that conversation, because if you allow them to ask you questions, you are going to be on the back foot the whole time. You're going to be on the back foot, and you're going to have that 2-hour conversation. Okay. Just say, all right, so let's make the assumption that that question is answered. Just humor me for now. Let's make the assumption that that question is answered. Would you have another question? Most people might ask a second question, and then you say, okay, great, thank you very much. So let's make the assumption that both of those questions are answered. Would you have another question? You know why they're doing it? Because they're trying to catch you out, and that's why they're asking you questions. Okay, so let's assume that one's answered. Do you have another one? And by the time they come to the third question, that's the truth. The third question is the truth. The first one is something to derail you. The second one is to catch you out. And the third one is the truth of what they really want to ask you. And invariably, they don't have a third, because they're just trying to derail you. Okay, that's human nature. All right. So if you know that, take control of the conversation. So that's absolutely fantastic, Tanya. Let's make the assumption that question is answered. Okay, would you have another question? And then they say, well, yeah, okay, so what is it? And ask them. Fantastic. So if both of those two questions were taken care of, let's assume you know both the answers for that. Would you have a third question? And they say no. Fantastic. So let's get back to my question that I asked you. From the video that you saw, what did you like best? Because the questions will always be something to derail you. Okay. Very clear about the phases and how to restore the old prospects that I've vomited over. Fantastic, Oliver and Fran. Awesome. So guys, we're on the hour. Can you believe it? Hey, time has flown so quickly. Tanya, thank you so much for all your questions.
Okay, yes. I just wanted to share with everyone. For me, most of my contacts were a warm market. So I was basically just asking the same question. That's how I got the 55 appointments so far.
Well done.
So the question that I was asking was, if I told you there was a way to increase your cash flow without jeopardizing anything that you're doing right now, would you be interested? And that's how I got my yeses. And
exactly.
Obviously some were not interested, and I was like, okay, let me just move on to the next person.
100%. 100%. Because now the ones that said no to you, always remember the ones that said no to you are only saying, no, not right now. And now they're going to watch you. Okay. So when you get your card, everybody, so Daphne's going to get her card, Tessa's going to get a card, Brenda's going to get a card, Olive and Fran is going to get their card, Vilma's going to get their card, Gloria's going to get a card, MK's going to order his, Tanya is going to order her as soon as it's, Yvette's going to get a card. Guys, we're literally going to have our cards, and we're going to go and we're going to say, guys, check this card from the money that I'm making from residual income, stick it in an ATM, draw some cash, and say on your Facebook page, if you want to know how, contact me. You will have prospects coming out of your ears. Okay.
When can we order the cards?
I'm going to say just wait until they reduce the price. At the end of this, it's still $99. On the end of September, it's going to change. And the moment it's the reduced price, I'm not sure what it is, then I'm going to tell you order your card. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Bless you guys. Thank you for an amazing session. I loved it. I hope you learned something from this. Taniwe, thank you for your questions. Brucey, thank you so much. Vilma, thank you. And thank you to everybody on this call. I will send the recording. And yes, Olive and Fran, thank you so much for asking the questions. And my Baba that had a cute little haircut today wants to say cheers. There we go. So, whoopsie. Oh, look, now she's all shy again. Silly dog.
Oh, woof, woof. Woof, woof. Thank you for a stunning session again, Michelle.
Absolute pleasure, guys. Bless you all. Take care. Thanks
Thank
a
you.
million.
Thank you
Cheers,
so
cheers.
much.
Pleasure. Bye.